before we get started in today's video, I have something very important that I want to tell you and some advice that I want to give you. And that is to take care of your health. And I know that everyone says that, but I truly mean that in the most urgent, personal way possible. Because once something happens to your body, once something shifts or breaks or malfunctions, it's like everything else in your world will fade into the background. Money problems, career stuff, heartbreak, relationships, all of those things are very fixable. But your health can completely unravel overnight, and it can turn your entire life upside down. And I don't want to say this to be fear-mongering or scare anyone. I'm saying it because I've been there, and I've watched the way that illness and burnout and unexpected symptoms can make the world feel so much smaller and scarier. And if you're not paying attention, it can really sneak up on you. So I urge you to rest and drink water and get your labs done, go to the doctor, move your body, and stop pushing past exhaustion like it's this Nobel Prize. Prioritize your peace like your life depends on it, because it does. And I think that if you can be proactive, and if there is something that is bothering you or scaring you, take the initiative to check it out and make sure that you're okay. I was recently dealing with a very big health scare, and I had so much anxiety about it for weeks and weeks and weeks and months. And I'm someone who is just a hypochondriac at baseline and a very anxious person. And my health is something that I am most afraid of. Like, yes, I'm afraid of flying and a couple other things, but the health scares truly are the most debilitating form of anxiety that I can experience. And I went to go to get everything checked out. I got a bunch of tests done and labs and ultrasounds and all of that stuff. And thankfully, everything came back okay. But I'm telling you right now that it is so terrifying. And so I just urge you that if you are scared of something, or if you think that something is wrong, go ease your mind and get it checked out and make sure that everything is okay. So, not to start this video off on a terrifying, melancholic note, but I just want to make that known, because that has been something that has weighed so heavily on my mind these past few weeks. And to get that level of relief, to know that everything is okay, is worth $1 million, truly. So I'm gonna get off my soapbox now, but I hope that this message can inspire you to, number one, make you feel like you're less alone if you're also a hypochondriac like me, and number two, to give you some encouragement to make sure that everything's okay if something is wrong. So anyways, moving on. It's the end of July, so we're going to talk about some monthly favorites today. And I've decided to approach this month's favorites a little bit differently. Normally I include books in this section, but I kind of want to do like a reading update in a separate segment of this video, just because I don't know, they feel kind of separate to me, especially because my reading looks a little bit different each month. So I'll do that separate, but I have accumulated quite a few things over this past month, especially from moving into a new apartment, that I've really, really loved. So I'm excited to share them with you today. I also want to do a journal ecosystem part of this video too, where I share my different journals with you. I got a lot of questions about that, so I thought it would be fun to talk about just all the different journals that I have, what I use them for, my favorite journal brands, some pen recommendations and things like that. So I'll talk about that a little bit later. And then I wanted to do like an updated Q&A. I got a lot of great questions. I posted something on Substack and on Instagram, like a little question box, and people were asking some really great questions. So I think in next week's video, to kick off August, I'll do a Q&A. It's also my birthday month, so that might be something fun to do to start my birthday month off of. So with that said, let me get into this month's favorites. I've also wanted to be a lot more mindful of what I will constitute a favorite and not feel like compelled to find things that I think I loved this month. So I would much rather have a shorter, concise list of things that I actually like loved and adored than things that are kind of like mid, but I could categorize under favorites. So I was a lot pickier this month with things that I've been enjoying. So I want to start with food and snacks and things that I've found that I've really loved. Starting with this kimchi that I found. It's this vegan kimchi from this brand called Wise Goat, and it's delicious. I got this a week ago and I kind of finished the whole jar. But I love this, and it's really spicy, and I've put it on everything and it's incredible. I don't know where you can find it, but I think like at specialty food stores they probably have this brand, but this was incredible. So highly recommend this kimchi, especially if you're vegan or if you don't eat meat, if you're vegetarian. This was incredible. I'm super new to this like milk brand, even though a lot of people talk about it, but this almond milk is delicious. The vanilla one specifically, and I've seen a lot of people talk about this. I've always just bought in like Almond Breeze almond milk. I also love soy milk. Those are the two milks that I drink the most. And I love the taste of soy milk, especially late at night warmed up with cinnamon and honey. If you know, you know. But this is delicious. And I am somebody, one of my favorite food groups is cereal. And something that I do that is really strange at night, and I might lose some of you here, is I also love popcorn. And sometimes I'll put popcorn in milk and treat popcorn like it's cereal, especially kettle corn, because it's a little bit sweet. And with this milk, it's really good. I like this because it's a lot more viscous than other almond milks that I've tried, because almond milk tends to be a little bit watery, but this is good. Very clean ingredients too, which I have been loving. So highly recommend this milk. Now the last food thing that's not really a food thing is this protein powder, and it's called Pro Mix. I am extremely picky about protein powders and all of that stuff, because I feel like in the wellness space there's a lot of people who get like brand sponsorships with certain products, and I've tried them all and they're all not great. So I bought this on my own and I really enjoyed it. It's also very clean and it mixes nice in like smoothies, and even just by itself it's really good. And I think they have a chocolate flavor as well. This is also really good if you like to bake with protein, like if you're making muffins or cookies or pancakes or anything like that. I feel like this is great. The one complaint that I have about this is this gargantuan bag is very inconvenient, number one. And number two, when you open the bag, it gets everywhere. So I highly recommend, if you are gonna get this, to buy like, losing my voice, to buy like a mason jar or some sort of jar vessel to put this in, so that way it's not a cloudy mess. But it's good. It tastes really good, which I think is hard to find, especially with like vegan proteins, because some of them kind of taste like chalk, but this one is really great. Okay, last food beverage thing is this tea. And I've seen people talk about this before, like foodie people who I love and trust. This brand is called Mirage Frères. I'm not sure. But this tea, specifically the Rouge Bourbon, which is like a decaf vanilla blend tea, which is incredible at night with like a little splash of soy milk, is such like a nice way to wind down from the evening. And I feel like this would be great as we approach autumn. And I know you're like, it's literally July, but I'm already in autumn mode, so just know that. But this tea is really great and great flavor, and I want to try their other teas as well, because this brand like gets really great reviews and I like this, so I feel like I would like their other flavors too. Okay, moving into clothes. I recently got these like zip up hoodies, and these are Skims. I actually bought this in a medium because I wanted it to be a little bit more like cozy and oversized. I also have extremely long arms, and one of like the biggest beef that I have with sweatshirts and sweaters in general is that the arms are never long enough for me, and then like the sleeves will be up to here, and that if you're wearing a cozy sweater, there is nothing worse than a short sleeve. I like to tuck it under my wrist and hold it. Anyways, these ones from Skims, I got this like heather gray, and I got this black one. I literally got these the other day. They're so soft, they're so cozy, and I can't wait to like wear them out to the gym, going to the grocery store. I don't know. I'm kind of turning into a Skims girl because I have yet to like buy a clothing item of theirs that I don't like because everything is so soft. So yeah, these like hoodies, zip up hoodies are incredible. Okay, last clothing item is actually the shirt that I'm wearing right now by Jillian Stevens, and there are so many things from this website that I have my eye on and that I want so badly, but it is pricey. And this is probably the last summery shirt that I will get because, like I said, I'm in autumn mode. I want autumn things, I want autumn sweaters and all of that stuff, but I really love the quality of every piece that she makes. They're so beautiful. It kind of reminds me of Doen, but a little bit softer, if that makes sense. And these are a little bit more wearable because they're not as see-through, if that's something that bothers you about Doen. Same price point, so definitely on the pricier side, but I do think that this is such a beautiful, timeless, like staple piece for spring and summer months for the years to come. Next are my new Marshall chocolate brown headphones. I already talked about this in a previous video, so I'm not gonna like talk about them a lot, but I really truly love these. I also have the Apple AirPod Maxes, and as a glasses girly, like they hurt the shit out of my head so bad. Like it presses the glasses into my temples and I get really bad headaches, but these are a lot softer, so like these, and I love the color because brown is my favorite color, so highly recommend these, and they're a lot less expensive than the Apple Pro Maxes. Okay, this is my favorite Paris Review cover, I think, of all time. There's one other one that I really love from fall of 2022, and it's the girl's waist with the tights pulled up to the belly button. But this is definitely probably my top 3 Paris Review covers. I know I said I'm doing books separately, but I feel like she gets her own spotlight. I have not read through all of this yet, but I really love this edition, and I was graciously gifted this copy with no obligation to talk about it, but I want to talk about it because I collect, you can probably see behind my cowboy boot lighter, all of the Paris reviews that I have been collecting over the years, and this is like one of the highlights of the quarter for me, is just getting my Paris review. So I can't wait to finish this. Love this publication and highly recommend it if you are into these sort of like articles, and it's not a book, literary publications. Highly recommend this. Okay, let's move into scent. I love talking about scent. I have a lot more candle body recommendations than I do perfume. Starting with this fig candle from Le Labo. Despite the discourse online about Le Labo, I love Le Labo. I love all of their fragrances, not all of them, but the ones that I do have, I absolutely love, and I love their candles. I love fig too, and as we kind of exit summer, I think fig and peach are my 2 favorite things to smell as we kind of leave the season. This fig candle and the Jo Malone Fig and Cassis diffuser are like some of my top home scents of all time. Yeah, this is really good. Like, I'm genuinely looking forward to burning this one. because they were burning this in the store and it smelled incredible. So I'm looking forward to this. I mentioned this in a previous video as well, but this Bourdon Cedar Leaf room spray is incredible. Definitely check them out on Instagram. They are a smaller brand. I have not heard anybody talk about this before, but they also sent me a candle. They're from Melbourne, Australia, but the cedar leaf, the scent is so good. I love it. I haven't burned this candle yet. I've been using the room spray and I love it, but I'm excited to burn this candle. Lastly, and I am not going to talk about this much because this brand has gotten a lot of airtime, but the Cyclar Crescent Lotion is incredible. This is really, really good. This is a good woody vanilla scent. I'm actually wearing this today and I love it. I love it, especially layered with Molecule, but it just reminds me of like, I don't even know how to explain it, but it is like an almondy, woody vanilla. And it's very well done. And not only does it smell good in the bottle, but it smells really good on the skin, which is sometimes like lotions can be deceiving because you never know what the throw is going to be like after you put it on skin. But it is worth the hype. It's worth the hype. The body wash as well. Okay, also, this has also gotten a lot of airtime on multiple channels, so I'm not going to talk about this that much, but Toasted Teddy Rhode Blush, incredible. I'm wearing it today. And this Rhode, the Peptide Lip Shape. I like a lot of the darker ones like throughout the day, but in the morning, because I'm a morning gym person, like sometimes I will just put on like my skincare and just a little bit of lip gloss, whatever. Press is like the perfect nude pink for when you don't want to look like you're wearing lipstick, but you just want a little bit of color. I feel like Press is a really great one. So loving these. These go on super smooth too, which I love. They're not like hard and sticky, if that makes sense. The last scent thing that I want to talk about, actually, okay, I have 3 perfumes on my wish list right now. One of them is Cafea by Jill Sander. The other one is Love and Crime by Axidolo, and I forgot the other one. Wait a second, hold on. I need to look at my fragrance wish list. Okay, it's one of the Le Labo City exclusives that's gonna come out in September. So I have 3. I'm actually wearing a sample of Cafea right now by Jill Sander, which I like. I think, honestly, if I were to rank them, I would say Love and Crime, a City exclusive Le Labo, and then Cafea. But I don't know, I kind of go back and forth. So I've been loving Love and Crime and Cafea. But neither of them are summer scents. So I'm trying to maybe save them for my birthday, end of August. So we'll see about that. And then lastly, to round out this month's favorites, there's a couple shows that I've been watching. So I'll tell you about those. And I'm gonna rapid fire these because I've been talking a long time. One of them is Too Much on Netflix, the new show that's directed by Lena Dunham, which I've been loving. Lost at Starlight, I think it's called. This new anime. It's like a Korean anime about a girl whose mom goes to outer space and she dies in space and she wants to go to Mars. I've been really enjoying that. Apothecary Diaries is another great anime on Netflix, and I unfortunately got sucked into Love Island, but I have been like losing interest. I haven't even gotten through half of the season, to be honest with you. But it's been a nice little temporary escape. But yeah, I have a very weird love-hate relationship with that. Yeah, I think that's it. And then Snoopy, of course. Okay, so I want to talk to you about my journaling ecosystem because I think I know there are a few people who I've talked to who journal in different ways and have different journals for different purposes. And I'm one of those people just because I want to make sure that I can keep my thoughts organized and that I'm not getting tangled up in the mess of my brain. So I'll start with, I guess, the simplest of planners that I have, and that is the Hobonichi. I really enjoy this planner for daily activities, scheduling, if you want to jot down like a thought or two, or if you have upcoming deadlines. I like this because it's portable, and it also, like, I can show you. You can see, like, number one, I love gridded paper. That's my paper of choice. It lies completely flat on the table, which I really love. And then it just has a lot of space, so you can like outline your day like this. You can write upcoming deadlines, whatever it is that your heart desires. But I really love that it lies flat, because I find that with things that aren't like spiral bound, that can be an issue sometimes. And I have a little bookmark from my favorite bookstore. Then my next one, this is my Paper Republic journal. And then it's from, this one is Paper Republic, and then July Rose Jewelry makes these really, really adorable journal charms and jewelry as well. But she made me this one, and it says my name on it. So I have just like the plain black leather journal. And I like these too because you can fill, I have a blank one in here right now because I took the other ones out. But you can essentially like fill this with as many notebooks as you like. So I think that this is a great journal for like a scrapbooking type journal, because I think it's a cute idea to have like each little mini journal, like one for each month, because you can document your days in a way that's more artistic. And that's what I like this one for, is just like if I have a ticket to somewhere, if I have receipts from a restaurant that I really loved, or a sticker, or anything that feels sentimental, paper-like, that I could shove in here and make like little collages and things like that. I feel like this is a great option. And I also like that it has the string, so everything kind of like stays together. Okay, so this is called, I think it's pronounced Leuchtturm. Leuchtturm, 1917. I like this journal for absolute chaos, brain dumping. Nobody's ever gonna read this. I pour every ounce of my soul into this type of journal. That's what I like this for, because it is so simple. There's nothing fancy to it. It's not aesthetically pleasing. It's just, this is my brain dump journal of choice. I love this so much. And this also has gridded paper, and this is what I call like non-performative journaling, because like I said, it's a brain dump journal. And I think that this is kind of like my lifeline. This is what I write in every single day without fail, because even if I write one line, 2 lines, 2 pages, 3 pages, it doesn't matter. But like, this is where I feel like I can have my safe space. And I feel like everyone should have a journal like this. That is just 100% yours, nothing crazy, just for brain dumping purposes. Okay, next I have my Louise Carmen journal, and the string came off of this one. This is similar to Paper Republic in that you can have lots of notebooks in here. You can have like scrapbooking things. It has like a leather bound zipper pouch situation. I think this is another great journal for memorabilia and scrapbooking, and I like this one too. So my Paper Republic one is a lot smaller than this one, but I think if you're looking for a scrapbooking type of journal, I would recommend going with like either a Louise Carmen or a Paper Republic, just because like they're a lot bulkier. So I'm not gonna carry this with me like in my tote bag or out and about, just because like I said, it is heavier. But like my brain dump journal, I'll carry with me everywhere I go in case I feel the need to write. But I like these types of journals for like making lists as well, because lists are fun, they're innocent, there's nothing crazy. It's just, I think, a way to feel less anxious and detangle your thoughts in a way that feels more wholesome and put together, if that makes sense. So this is my Louise Carmen. Okay, I have 2 more journals, and both of them are the Leuchtturm 1917. One day I will figure out how to pronounce that. This one is for fragrances, because I like to write about fragrance and I like to speak about fragrance a lot, and I think that it's fun to jot down my thoughts for perfumes that make me feel a certain way, or like if I feel a certain something if I'm wearing a perfume and I want to write about it, or if it triggers inspiration for a story that I want to write, or anything like that. So I really enjoy this. I also keep my fragrance wish list in here as well, like if there's a perfume that I've been wanting for a really long time, or if I want to organize my perfumes by season, weather, note, all of that stuff. So all things scent, including candles and all that stuff, I keep in this journal. Okay, last but not least, my book journal, which is the same one as my fragrance journal. And I really enjoy the process of book journaling, because I think I also annotate my books, which I find to be a very intimate and great way to get to know your books on a deeper level. But I also like to unleash all of the thoughts that I have while reading and kind of document the journey of me throughout the book, if that makes sense. So I really enjoy keeping a journal for my books. I even keep this for articles. Like if there's an article that I read that I find interesting, I'll jot down the article in here and kind of reiterate my thoughts or what I feel about it. So that's kind of it. That's my journaling ecosystem. And I don't think that everyone needs a journal for everything. I just like having different journals for different things, because I'm a writer and it's one of the ways that I decompress and unwind from my day, and I find a lot of comfort in that. So that's why I keep so many books. Lastly, I do want to mention my favorite pen, which is the Uniball Jetstream, and it has different colors, and I like this one because I've owned just about every fancy stationery store pen that you can imagine, and all of them like die on me when I write. This is the only pen that I have found if I'm doing like deep writing, like a lot of writing. This one stands the test of time, so I always keep going back to this pen. And I have it in olive green as well, but this pen has never failed me. So it's not very pretty and it's not very aesthetic, but I love this, and I love that it comes in the .038 size. And sometimes I'll write with a 0.5, but I really enjoy the .38 pen size. I think that's what it's called. Anyways. So I'm about 2/3 through East of Eden, and I feel very consumed by this book right now. I feel the weight of the story like really deepening, and the moral tensions and like the generational echoes and the ache of trying to be good in a world that doesn't make it easy. That's kind of like what I feel when I read this. It's wild how Steinbeck writes evil, not just as a force, but as a person, like Kathy. And then like lets that evil ripple through everyone around her. But what's even more devastating is how much of the absence or the damage comes from love, either the absence of it or the way that it's given so unequally. Adam's grief and Cal's hunger to be loved, and this undercurrent that is building beneath like everything is so layered and sad and strangely hopeful in a way. And I'm starting to feel like the real heartbreak of this book isn't in the obvious betrayals or losses, but in the slow realization that everyone is just doing their best with the mess that they inherited. Lee is also becoming one of my favorite characters because he's so brilliant. He's like philosophical and funny and patient, and I would read an entire book just about his inner world. Anyways, I have a feeling that this book is going to destroy me, but in the best way possible. Little reading update with Autobiography of Red, which has been very weird and electric and sad. And I didn't think that like a modern retelling of a Greek myth could feel this raw and contemporary, but I don't know, Anne Carson is on like another level. It really reads like a myth and a memory and a queer longing all at once. So I have been loving this book so much. Just about finished with it. Highly recommend this one. And a little reading update from On Being Blue by William Gass. This one is kind of like, I thought this would be like more serious, but it's kind of cunty, like in the best way. It's supposed to be about color, the color blue, but it ends up being about like language and sex and melancholy and perception and the limits of expression. And I feel like his writing is so indulgent and precise and dense, but in a way that almost feels luxurious, like sinking into velvet that's also slightly unhinged. But this has been great too. Look at how cute this bookmark is. Actually, it was a card from my friend Jane, who also hosts the Fragrophilia podcast. But I love her art, and she sent me this little card, and I've been using it as a bookmark. I love her art so much. So I thought this was really cute. I forgot to mention this in my monthly favorites, but I'm currently sitting on this blanket called a Lola blanket. And it's so soft. It's so comfortable. Like you could hear it in my voice. I feel like I have my sleepy voice on right now. But I don't know. I highly recommend. It's super soft. I drape it over my couch because I enjoy sitting on it. Yeah. Anyways. Okay, I think I'm going to end my video here. You guys, it has been one extremely stressful week. Like my body has been running off of extremely high levels of cortisol for the past several weeks, mostly because of this health scare, but it's just like lingering. I think like one of the things that's crazy about anxiety that not a lot of people like talk about enough is just the amount of physical exhaustion that it takes on your body, especially after the fact. Like if you have a panic attack, for example, and you get past the panic attack, because you always do, but then like the lingering physical anxieties that come with like the amount of stress that you put on your body is just, it's like unreal and it's unbearable. And I talk about this because anxiety, being a hypochondriac, like all of these things feel very, very, very lonely. And you kind of feel like you're on your own planet, and you feel like a crazy person for feeling all of these ways that really like are not necessary. Anyways, I'm just talking about this with you because like you're not alone for sure. And I feel like I'm coming off of a 3-week bender right now. So anyways, I did very much enjoy making this video for you, and I've been doing a lot of things that have kind of brought me comfort. I've been watching a lot of really great films and shows, and I think I recorded my monthly favorites a few days ago, so I'm sorry if this is repetitive, but I've been rewatching The L Word, which is such a great show. I watched K-pop Demon Hunters. I watched, oh my goodness, it's this Korean anime and I forgot the name of it. Lost in Starlight, I think it's called. But if you liked Never Have I Ever, the show on Netflix, the one that Mindy Kaling produced, Davy is the voice of the main character in that show. So I feel like you might like that. Lots of Ghibli, lots of Snoopy, lots of Peanuts. I've been writing a lot recently and doing things that I just feel comforted by, and that's been helping a lot. But just know you're not alone if you run anxious like me, and I'm excited for next week. I decided that I wanted to give like an updated Q&A because I've gotten so many incredible questions that are more personal and just maybe ways for you to get to know me on a more personal level as well. And yeah. The other thing that I did this week is I went to Bath & Body Works because they have all of their fall stuff, and I will warn you, I abstain from overconsumption most of the year, but I become like a kid in a candy store during autumn and winter because especially like for the holidays and stuff, I just get so excited. Candles and perfumes and decorations and like fun holiday snacks and things like that. So I will be sharing that with you because it really brings me so much joy. I would love to do like a little fall haul of like fun, cozy fall things that I've found. And if that's something that like is not your thing, or if it triggers you, because I understand, I will let you know, and don't feel obligated to watch it. But I just think it's exciting, and I find stuff like that really comforting. So especially as it pertains to autumn, Halloween, nostalgia, all of those things that I just really love. So anyways, I'm gonna stop yapping, and I will see you next week. Thank you so much for being here and supporting my channel. It really means the world to me. So I will see you next week.